Hi, dear ones. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video on sex and codependency. And I'm really hoping that I'm able to bring some clarity to this subject and perhaps open up your minds to different ideas about sex and codependency. So let's just get to it. So, codependency is a dynamic that plays out between two people that are actually trying to control one another. So in a codependent dynamic, both people, there's a struggle for power and control. So a codependent female in the beginning of a relationship, let's say she's codependent, the needy codependent, rather than the avoidant codependent, the closed off codependent. So she's overtly needy. So she's clinging, she's texting, she wants to know where you is, what you doing, who you talking to. She wants to know what your favorite meal is so she can be sure to cook it. And the agenda is to feel seen by the man in the relationship. Very often, what women do unconsciously is that they put their best foot forward and they wear a mask. So they enter into a relationship with a man unaware that she is seeking his validation. And she pulls out all the stops. So that means when he comes to the front door, her house is clean, kids are well behaved. Let's say she's a single mom, for instance. She looks good, she smells good, she's thin, she exercises, she's funny, she laughs at all his jokes, and she likes sex. Or she leads him to believe that she likes sex. Now, unconsciously, what happens is lots of times women pretend to be more sexual or more into sex than they really are. Now, we have to come clean, dear ones, those females out there watching this video. If you've done that, you gotta admit to it. So now what happens is in our society, we are inundated with sex. It's everywhere. Advertisers study it. They try to bring sex into hamburger commercials, beer commercials, grass seed commercials. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But for the sheep like masses that our society is, I mean, let's face it, most of society are sheep. We're operating below the veil of consciousness as zombies, and advertising companies know it. That's why they call it television programming. You're being programmed and you're being told what to think in a very covert way. And until you wake up and become supremely responsible for what information gets inputted into your head, you're going to be a sheep. That's just the way it is. So getting back to here we are as females, and we're inundated with this idea that women are supposed to be sexual, and that's what men want. Now, that's not a man's fault that he's sexual. That's biology, dear one. Like, men have testosterone to help the species survive. So men are visual, men are sexual, and they're driven to want sex. That's biology speaking. So we have been inundated with ideas about women being very sexual and they need to be sexual, and men like that. So women use that codependent women use that to their advantage to hook men into relationships early on. So let's just talk about non-aware female codependent who is trying to attract Bob at work, and she's hitting on him. And Bob is like, who, me? Who, me? Bob could be some innocent person, like, who, me? You hitting on me? But she's love bombing him. Oh, Bob, you're so funny. Ooh, what cologne do you have on, Bob? I mean, come on, ladies, you know what you do. So this poor Bob is minding his own damn business, but you's a love addict, codependent, and you're all over him, love bombing him. And you're flirting with him. And his curiosity is piqued. He's a man. He starts getting, sexually turned on, and you know it. Then you start texting him, and before you know it, you're having sex in the broom closet. And now he's in. So let's say this is how this relationship starts. It's not based on, hi Bob, how are you? My name is Nancy, and I like to swing dance, and I like watercolors, and I take a yoga class every Saturday morning. Do you like to read? No, it's none of that. It's I want you. I'm needy. I want you to see me. I'm going to play out all my codependency needs with you, whether you want me to or not. You're going to see me. You're going to make me feel seen. And when I'm angry and you don't see me and you don't validate me, I'm going to punish you for it. That's what codependents do. So let's say this is a situation between Nancy and Bob, and Nancy's a serial love addict, and she just needs to feel seen, and he's a victim in the sense that he's minding on his own damn business, and now he's become pulled into to Nancy's craziness because she's more on the narcissistic side. So now Bob's in. Once Bob is in, he thinks that this pretty Nancy and this nice Nancy who's so interested in him, that loves sex, is Nancy. And suddenly, 6 months in, Nancy's dropping passive aggressive comments, or Nancy's just being mean, or Nancy used to make him breakfast on a Saturday morning when he slept over at her house, but now she's sleeping in, telling him to make his own damn breakfast. And now they were having sex 3-4 times a week, and now she's not interested in sex. And Bob's confused. Now, Bob is going to shut down because he's afraid to piss Nancy off. So that's one way sex gets abused in a codependent dynamic. Another way it gets abused is when the female enters into a relationship with the man in the beginning, acting like she likes sex more than she does for the purpose of pleasing him. So I'm going to spread my legs and I'm going to act like I'm enjoying sex because that pleases him. Because the program is I need to please him. Because I was never seen as a child, and that need to feel seen was corrupted and frustrated. So now I'm an adult female, and my mother enabled my dad, and so it's my job to just be a passenger in my life, and I'm married to this man, and so my body is his. So I'm going to act like I like sex because he likes that, because that makes him happy. So here we have a female codependent who's shutting down, denying self, who entered into the relationship acting like she likes sex better than she actually did. He is going to be confused. Now, that's where the struggle begins, because if he is a shutdown narcissist codependent, what will happen is he feels entitled to your body. Now the dynamic is he assumes he's got rights over your body, and we have an ugly, ugly sexual relationship that has completely gone awry in this dynamic. So there are ways to heal this, but not without confronting our own codependency, dear ones. So I hope that this has shed some light on you and allowed you